Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown. Still not in my cider shed, but I still have some more cider to try. And it's something I picked up today in Dartmouth. And it's a bottle of cider. It is a cider. And it's this one here. Vintage cider. 6.8%. And it is made by South Hams Brewery. Southham's Brewery. Now that's interesting because it's a brewery, and breweries are known for making beer rather than cider. And I was thinking about that. I thought, oh, that reminds me of something. What does that remind me of? So I looked back through some old films, and it turns out I think I've had this cider before. And a film I made entitled "The Only Cider in Fortnum and Masons." And it was number 304, and it was a vintage cider, 2018. As is this. So I think this might be the same cider. It might well be the very same cider in a different package. And I think I like that cider. But I didn't watch the film. I don't know. I'm just going to try this as is. But I do think I've had this before. I still think it's strange that it's a brewery making the cider. And if you go to their website, no mention of cider. Nothing at all. Just beer. That's it. No cider mentioned anywhere. Anywhere on the website. Couldn't find anything. So it's a bit strange. So what does it say on here? Vintage cider 2018, made using apples harvested from traditional South Devon orchards. At least 15 different varieties of bittersweet and bitter sharp are pressed to create this rich, balanced, fine organic cider. All sounds good. The long, slow fermentation process using natural wild yeast produces a fruity and aromatic drink with a great depth of flavour. I mean, it's ticking all the boxes. It is ticking all the boxes. 6.5%. South Hams Drinks, formerly Ashridge Cider. South Hams Drinks. South Hams Brewery, also known as South Hams Drinks. Okay, so it looks to me like there might be a few different elements to South Hams Brewery. Anyway, formerly Ashridge Cider, we use only traditional methods to the finest ingredients and time-honoured craft with a passion to produce drinks that excite the taste buds. So I may have to Google South Hams Drinks and see what comes up there. Anyway, let's crack this open and try it. Tiny sparkle, little bit of bubbles coming up, not too much, which we like. It's pretty cold, unfortunately. The fridge in this house seems to be set to a very low temperature. Everything's coming out super cold, which is a shame. But no matter, no matter. Right, so he thinks it's forced carbonated. Said it was wild yeast, which is cool. I suspect it's going to be dry. Dry, then if not, then back sweetened, pasteurised, back sweetened and bottled, possibly. But obviously that's happened after it's fermented, because otherwise you'd kill the wild yeast. They're going to give you they're going to ferment the beverage for you. All right, let's have well, there's the colour. So straw gold, maybe the merest hint of amber about it. It looks, it's pretty bright actually. So I'm going to say it's filtered. Let's smell it. Smells good. It smells like earthy skins, rich aged apple, sweated apple, the things I talk about all the time. Maybe baked apple as well. Yeah, it smells good. It smells like it smells like it's made from bitter sharps and bitter sweets. And it's been fermented with wild yeast, not like a wine yeast. Got that earthy character to it. Nice nose actually. I'm going back. You can tell I like a nose. I'm going back. That's always a good sign. Yeah, it smells like a proper cider. It's not super intense, but what's there is very, very nice indeed. Let's taste it. It's way too cold. Nice astringency though on the teeth. So you can tell this is made with proper cider apples. It's got a minerality to it. Low acid. It's a bit of sharps. Don't know what the proportion is. But it feels like it's not super acid, whatever's put in there. It hasn't got like any sort of major acidity going on. The palate very much follows the nose. I'm actually getting a little hint of like traditional ginger beer as well, proper ginger beer. Not super sweet, horrible ginger beer, like ginger beer like my dad used to make. Hints of that sort of sweated, earthy apple, hints of sort of sauteed apple as well. No leatheriness on the back end, no hard tannin, but there is a richness to this. It tastes like, you know, a rum full of aging apples smells. That's very much how it feels like on the palate, and that's a very, very, very satisfying thing indeed. I like that a lot. I really do. Yeah, it's actually pretty solid. It's not the most complex one I've ever had. It's not changing my world. My synapses aren't firing like crazy. It tastes like a proper cider made from proper cider apples and fermented with wild yeast. And you gotta love that. You gotta love that. Fruity, aromatic, and full of traditional apple flavours. Yeah, actually, you know what? It is. It's wild yeast, it's organic, using proper cider apples. What's not to like? I assume they're aging in steel. Doesn't say, but I assume it's aging in steel. Slow process. They're going to age it through the winter, one assumes, through the cold months. And yeah, it's good. It's good. And now I'm going to go back and watch film number 3 or 4 to see what I said about that particular cider and see how it compares to this. Or this, I think, is going to be a bit colder than that was, which isn't doing any favours. But as it warms up, I'm sure that will evolve. Okay, guys. So this brewery can make decent cider, but it turns out, sounds like it was a cidery to start with anyway. So it sounds like they started making cider and then evolved into beer. Some would have hoped they could make decent cider if that's their sort of CV. You'd think, wouldn't you? Yes, Chris, you would. All right, guys, so there you go. South Hams Vintage Cider 2018. We like. All right, guys, thank you for joining me in this house in Devon. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.